Hello everyone, welcome to Data Engineer YouTube channel. In this video, we will know about Data Factory, like what components we have in Data Factory. So we will have a complete overview of Data Factory. So I have created a Data Factory in the Azure cloud. I'm just opening it. I'm just launching the studio, and then we will see like what components we have in it, and slowly we'll cover all those components. We will even create project. So I have created a complete playlist, so you will be seeing these videos in the upcoming part, right? So let's get started. So let it load for some time. All right, so this is the Azure platform, Azure Data Factory platform. So we have basically four buttons or four navigation buttons. One is home, author, monitor, and last is the manage one. So let's start with the home part. So now this is the home. So whenever we just need to, start with creating some pipelines or anything, we click on this author function. So in home you have some documentation part. If you need anything, you need to learn anything and all, main task is with the author part, right? In the author part we can create pipeline. Now the question is, what is a pipeline? So a set of instructions, which we write like one after another, so that creates a pipeline. So let's say you want to copy data first, and then you want to dump it into Parquet file. Now you will create a pipeline, and by creating a pipeline, firstly you use a copy activity. Let's say you want to check something from the file, so you can use metadata copy, metadata activity, and so on. So there are a lot of activities in creation of pipeline, which we will discuss in the upcoming videos. We have data sets. Now what are data sets? So data sets are basically like the schema of the anything, your database, or from wherever you are getting the data. So that's all about data sets. Now what are data flows? So the data flows are like if you want to internally modify any data. So let's say you have a column called serial number, and you want to, let's say, append anything in the front of it, or anywhere, anything. Let's say you want to write a_1, a_2, and so on. Previously serial number is 1234. Now you want to append a underscore in the beginning. So what you will do is, you want to internally, you need to internally modify the data. So in that case you will be using data flows. So this is the main things, components which we use in the data factory. Then we have this monitor part. In monitor part you can just check like if you have triggered any pipeline. Let's say if you have executed any pipeline, so all the history you will see here. If we can do two things. One is triggering and one is debugging. So debugging is one thing, like whenever you're creating something, creating a pipeline or a data flow, you do debugs. So whatever debugs you have done, all the history you will get in this platform. Whereas in triggered, if you have triggered any pipeline or anything, so it will be shown in the triggered part. Now then we have trigger runs. Like you will specify like what runs you have to trigger. Let's say you have a pipeline and you have scheduled a trigger at, let's say, 9 a.m. every day. So it will tell about the details, like which pipeline has triggers on it and when they are scheduled, right? So everything will be here. And then we have alert and metrics. Let's say if you want to send some mail to anyone regarding your status of the pipelines, or how they are executed, you can create alerts and metrics by clicking on new alert rule and so on. And then there is a data flow debug. Let's say you are creating a pipeline or a data flow, so you need to like manually test it in the starting phase, so you can debug it. So whenever we debug something, you will get top 100 or top 1000 rows, and by doing that we can just basically ensure that our data flow which we have created is working fine, and then we can you further use it into pipeline. So we will be talking about it in more detail in the upcoming videos. Then we have integration runtime. So it's just like a processor. So like you want to process the data, obviously you need a processor. So integration runtimes are kind of processors which process our data. So there is a by default integration runtime, which is auto resolve integration runtime. You can even create our own runtimes, integration runtimes, which we will see in the upcoming videos. Now moving further, we have this manage option. Let's say you want to store some version of your data factory. You can use Git configuration, right? We have ARM template where you have already created some pipelines, and you can import them and so on. Again, triggers. Let's say you want to trigger some pipeline for a particular schedule. Definitely, you can go for triggers. Global parameters. If you want to, store some value globally throughout your data factory, you can store it here. And then you have some libraries there, and it is related to security, credentials and all. Then we have factory settings, some metadata settings we have, and that's all about the overview of Azure Data Factory. Now, in the upcoming videos, we will learn about each part in depth, right? So stay tuned and get ready for the upcoming videos. So here I have created an entire playlist of all the videos, whatever is required in Azure Data Factory. So we'll see you in next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.